Every culture on Earth, no matter how different, agreed on one beautiful thing, that a meal should end with something sweet. And behind each of these treats is a story of celebration, comfort, and history. Here's the most popular dessert in every country. 1. United States apple pie. So iconic, there's a saying, as American as apple pie. A flaky, buttery crust wrapped around warm, cinnamon-spiced apples, often served with a scoop of vanilla ice cream on top. Here's the twist though. Apple pie isn't even originally American. It came over with European settlers who had been baking it for centuries, and America simply adopted it, loved it, and made it a national symbol of home, family, and county fairs. The smell of it baking is pure nostalgia. 2. Italy, tiramisu. The name literally means pick me up, and one bite tells you why. Delicate ladyfinger biscuits are soaked in strong espresso, layered with sweet creamy mascarpone, and dusted with cocoa powder. It's rich, light, and coffee-kissed all at once. Surprisingly modern, it was only invented a few decades ago in northern Italy. Yet it spread so fast, it now sits on dessert menus in nearly every country on Earth. Italians are fiercely protective of the recipe, and everyone insists their grandmother makes it best. 3. France crème brûlée. Pure French elegance in a little dish. A silky, vanilla-rich custard is chilled, then topped with a thin layer of sugar that's blow-torched into a hard, glassy shell. The joy is in cracking through that crackly, caramelized top with your spoon to reach the cool cream beneath. Legend has it the dessert has been fought over for centuries, with France, England, and Spain all claiming to have invented it. But wherever it truly came from, the French made it famous, simple, sophisticated, and utterly irresistible. 4. Germany Black Forest cake. A showstopper from the Black Forest region. Layers of rich chocolate sponge are stacked with whipped cream and sour cherries, then soaked with a splash of cherry liqueur and covered in dark chocolate shavings. It's so beloved that it has its own protected status in Germany, and a real one legally has to contain that cherry spirit. Decadent, boozy, and beautiful, it's proof that German food can be every bit as indulgent as it is hearty and heavy. 5. United Kingdom sticky toffee pudding. Britain's ultimate comfort dessert. A moist, dark sponge cake made with sweet dates is drowned in a warm, gooey toffee sauce, then usually served with custard or ice cream melting over the top. Despite the name, there's no toffee inside the sponge at all. The magic all comes from those sweet dates and that glorious sauce poured over the top. Warm, sticky, and deeply nostalgic. It's the kind of pudding that feels like a warm hug on a cold, rainy British evening. 6. Russia honey cake. Known as medovik, this is a labor of love. Many thin, delicate layers of honey-infused sponge are stacked with a light, tangy cream, then left to rest so the whole thing turns soft and melt in your mouth tender. Making it properly is a real labor of love, with each thin layer baked separately by hand before being stacked and left overnight. Legend says it was first created for a Russian empress who supposedly hated honey until she tasted this cake and instantly fell in love. 7. Turkey baklava. Sweet, sticky perfection with an imperial past. Paper-thin sheets of pastry are layered with crushed pistachios or walnuts, baked until golden, then drenched in fragrant sugar syrup or honey. It's so treasured that Turkey and Greece still lovingly argue over who truly invented it. Perfected in the grand kitchens of Ottoman sultans, and once a luxury reserved for special occasions, every rich, crunchy, syrupy square is a little bite of history. 8. Greece loukoumades. Possibly the oldest dessert on this entire list. These are little balls of dough, deep-fried until golden and crisp, then soaked in honey and dusted with cinnamon. And here's the amazing part. They're thought to have been served to winners of the ancient Olympic Games as edible tokens of victory. They're best eaten piping hot, straight from the fryer, when the outside shatters and the honey runs down your fingers. Historians believe they were served to winners of the ancient Olympic Games as edible tokens of victory, which makes this quite literally the original taste of triumph. 9. India gulab jamun, the star of every Indian celebration. Soft dumplings made from milk solids are deep-fried until deep golden brown, then soaked in a warm syrup fragrant with rose and cardamom until they're plump and dripping with sweetness. The name gulab comes from the rose water in the syrup, and jamun from a small dark fruit the dumplings resemble. Served warm at weddings, festivals, and every joyful occasion, they're rich, sticky, and impossibly indulgent, the ultimate Indian celebration sweet. 10. Japan mochi. Chewy, soft, and endlessly charming. Glutinous rice is pounded into a smooth, stretchy dough, then wrapped around sweet fillings like red bean paste or ice cream. Making it is a tradition in itself, with people pounding the rice together in a big wooden mortar. It's prized for that unique, soft, bouncy, chewy texture unlike anything else in the world. Delicate, playful, and endlessly varied, mochi is a beloved treat all year round, but especially during Japanese New Year celebrations, when families pound the rice together by hand. 11. China mooncake. More than a dessert, it's a symbol. These dense, round pastries are filled with sweet lotus seed or red bean paste, often hiding a golden salted egg yolk in the center to represent the moon. Families gather to share them under the full moon, cutting each dense cake into small wedges to pass around. And here's the incredible part. Legend says mooncakes once carried secret messages hidden inside them that helped spark a rebellion and overthrow an empire. Delicious, meaningful, and steeped in history. 12. Mexico flan, a silky Latin American classic. This smooth, wobbly baked custard is coated in a glossy layer of golden caramel that pools around it when flipped onto the plate. The contrast of the cool, silky custard against the slightly bitter caramel is what makes it so addictive. Brought over from Spain centuries ago and made completely its own, flan is the creamy caramel-crowned dessert found at nearly every Mexican family gathering and celebration. 13. Brazil Brigadeiro, the heart of every Brazilian party. Sweet condensed milk is cooked with cocoa and butter until thick, then rolled into little balls and covered in chocolate sprinkles. It's named after a Brazilian Air Force brigadier from decades ago, and kids and adults alike are obsessed with it. Simple, fudgy, and utterly addictive, no Brazilian birthday is ever complete without a tray of these bite-sized chocolate treats disappearing within minutes. 14. Argentina, alfajores, a national obsession in cookie form. Two soft, crumbly cookies are sandwiched together with a generous layer of dulce de leche, that heavenly caramel Argentines adore, then often rolled in coconut or dipped in chocolate. Argentines are so devoted to dulce de leche that they put it in almost everything, but the alfajor is its crowning glory. Sold on every corner and in every shop, often by the dozen, they are the sweet, crumbly, melt-in-your-mouth taste of Argentina itself. 15. Philippines, halo halo. And we end with an explosion of color and fun. The name means mix, and that's exactly what you do. Shaved ice is piled over sweet beans, jellies, and fruit, drenched in evaporated milk, then crowned with creamy purple ube, a scoop of ice cream, and a slice of flan. There are no strict rules, everyone builds theirs a little differently, which is part of the fun. Cool, colorful, and packed with surprises in every spoonful, Halo Halo is a chaotic, refreshing, joyful masterpiece in a glass, and the perfect way to beat the tropical heat. So there you have it, the sweetest treat in every country. From a humble apple pie to a rainbow-colored bowl of ice, every single culture found its own perfect way to end the meal on a high note. Dessert is happiness, celebration, and childhood memories all rolled into one. So tell me in the comments, what's the most popular dessert where you live, and which of these would you try first? I read every single one. If this made you hungry, hit subscribe because we break down the world exactly like this every single week. And to see the most popular street food in every country, click the video on your screen right now.